Okay, today's learning objectives. Participants will learn the types of grief that impact the lives of youth and children, the difference between healthy and unhealthy coping skills, resources, and learn about resources provided by Woundworks, and Roberta's house.
So now we're going to do the feelings chart. So you can either put inside a chat or annotate. Just tell me how you're feeling today. It seems a lot of people are happy today. I'm excited.
Okay, it hurts to lose a lot of things. So, I would like you guys to tell me a story about how you felt after you lost one of these things. It could be a favorite game, your earphones, or your AirPods, because I know a lot of us lose those wireless headphones, money, your phone, your keys, or your favorite stuffed animal. You could either raise your hand and we'll call on you, or you could tell your story in the chat. Okay, Miss Laditra Johnson said, I definitely lose my keys and earbuds a lot. Me too, same. And Miss Ellison said, I felt really upset when I lost money. Yes, very understandable. And Miss Laditra said it could be very frustrating losing keys and earbuds because a lot of times you lose them at the wrong time. Well, it's always the wrong time to lose something, but it's at the point where you really, really need it and you can't find it. So if we could have the next slide, please. Oh. Wow, I'm sorry. Mr. Coop said that I'm mad right now because I can't find my keys at this very moment. And especially when you got to get somewhere fast or you need to hurry up and get in the house, it could be at the worst times.
Okay, so my name is Dejan Walker, and I'll be sharing my grief story. About 2014, I believe it was, I lost my grandmother, and it became really frustrating, and I went through different stages of grief, and I couldn't really control my emotions and feelings. I had different outbreaks, had get into a lot of fights, wasn't doing my schoolwork, and it was really bad until I found Roberta's house. And when I started to find Roberta's house helped me cope, helped me express these feelings, and let me know that crying was actually okay to do. And later on in 2020, I lost my stepdad, and it became even worse because I really loved him, and it was a while before I ever lost someone like that, and that made it worse for me. So Roberta's house helped me during that time, and actually I have learned how to cope after I became a peer ambassador. I wanted to help other people and bring other people to grief and help them guide to Roberta's house, and so they can get help and they won't end up like me, or they wouldn't have so much outbreaks and will be uncontrollable. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Dejan, for sharing your story. um, so where can you find grief? Grief is everywhere. It's all around us because it's normal and natural. It is how we respond to loss, universal experiences, and share as human beings on birth and death. Um, and grief isn't only when you lose someone. Grief is basically, when you lose someone, something, and it might not be losing someone through death. It could be losing someone through an end of a friendship, end of a relationship, losing a pet, or just losing your keys. So really a lot of times when you hear grief, I know we always think about, oh, someone has to pass away, but a lot of times grief can be a lot of things. It could be, a lot of us went through a grief period of losing the option of being outside when COVID hit. It's just the loss of something or someone. And we lose things every day.
Grief, mourning, and behavior. Briefer. Briefing. Grief is what you felt on the inside when you lose something or someone. For example, anxiety, sadness, anger, and regret may happen. A mourning when you express on the outside the grief you felt on the inside. For example, memorial services, crying, wearing things that honor the special loved one you lost. Bereavement. The state of intense grief that you feel because a special person has died. You can feel this way when it causes anger inside of you when you lose someone that's really special to you, and it can happen a lot of times.
Okay, so I'm now going to tell you guys my grief story. And again, my name is Jordan Wilford. I am a senior at the Baltimore Leadership School for Young Women. I also am the SGA president for my entire high school. I do peer ambassadoring. I manage several step teams and several sports teams, and I'm just an involved person in my community. Um, so my special people that I lost were my grandfather who passed May 5th of 2021 and my father who passed June 5th of 2020. Um, when losing them, it was a very hard time for me. It was around two very special dates. One was my sister's graduation when my father passed, and my mother's birthday is 3 days after my grandfather's death date. So it was very troubling times for me because both of the instances, the way and the manner that they died was kind of, unexpected. Well, especially with my father. My grandfather, he was at home hospice. We kind of knew it was going to happen soon, but you know, oftentimes we like to say that we don't know the final answer. Only time can tell. So, yeah. So some of my negative coping skills that I experienced during my time of um my task of grieving. Um, I did a lot of shutting down. I really didn't do um much to begin with because it was a height of COVID. So and nobody was really working outside, doing much. But I didn't really talk to friends. I was very angry, very upset, just did a lot of crying. And crying is okay. But I was crying in excess. And excess of anything can be detrimental, right? So I did a lot of crying, a lot of, just really grappling with myself, trying to understand like why this was happening. I lost both of my best friends. So it was like really hard hit home. Over time, though, I found out different ways that will help me coping. Thankfully, I've been with Roberta's house since I was a little, due to my grandmother just being involved since almost day one. So I've always been a member, a volunteer, and now a peer ambassador of Roberta's House for many years now. So I kind of had the layout done for me when it came to grieving. But once you go through it yourself, it kind of can become, okay, I know all the things I'm supposed to be doing, but like it's not what it's supposed to be. And that's because every time you grieve something, it's going to happen differently. So what I did to become positive, my godmother actually came and got me, and we went on walks almost every day, every morning. And that got me on a health journey. And after doing my health journey, it was I'm still on that journey. I mean, I feel like your health journey should be lifelong, but so intensely, it kind of gave me a reason to want to keep going. It may allow me not to have so much time free to think about negative things or think about how bad it hurts. Talking to people, talking to close friends, counselors, my mom in general, helps you, because it helps remember everything that happens. And then like the biggest thing is just remembering them in a positive light and seeing them at their best times and not their worst. So that's my great story.
So then right now we'll be talking about positive coping skills and negative coping skills. Some of positive coping skills are dancing, singing, watching movies, playing a game, taking a nap, listening to music, and talking to a friend. Some of the negative coping skills are punching someone, yelling at someone, hurting yourself, drugs, alcohol, running away, or blaming others.
Okay, so as you look at this, can anybody tell me some of the negative coping skills that they've seen themselves have? Or you can annotate it if you or put it in the chat. Okay, so we have negative self-talk and shutting down. That's really common, especially the shutting down part, because when we're so overwhelmed, we just want to, shut down. What does a computer do when it overrides? It shut down. So, yeah. So, in turn, what do you think is a good way to turn that around? Like, what do you think? Do you think dancing might help? Talking to a friend instead of shutting down? Maybe just maybe going outside and riding a bike, taking a walk. Yes, helps you clear your head, but it also still gets you out, gets you moving. Fantastic. And these are just some positives, just some of them. Affirmations is really good. Really good. Affirmations not only does it help you through the time of loss, but also helps with that confidence. It helps with the getting through things. Music is definitely life, Miss Clemens. Um, so yeah, this is just some positive and negative coping skills, and there's so many more out there. And if you ever catch yourself doing something negative, maybe look back at this list and say, maybe I should, instead of trying to hurt myself, maybe I should take a break or stop and listen to some music and listen to encouraging music, or should I go on a walk or run instead of running away? Just go for a walk and come back. Um, so yes, so can we have the next slide, please? So now we have empathy. Sorry, empathy. Um, so we have see their world, understand feelings, communicate understanding, appreciate them as a human being. So empathy means that you basically are able to understand where a person is coming from. So seeing their world, you gotta sometimes take yourself out of that position. Like, so you know how everybody always says, okay, put yourself in their shoes. And that saying is because when you're in your own shoes, you're seeing it through your life. You're seeing it through everything you've been through, how it affects your thinking. That's how you're seeing it. So sometimes you need to try and put yourself in their position and try to think about everything that you know that they've been through that could possibly shape how they're thinking, because how they think is definitely different how you think, because you guys have gone through different situations in life. Understanding Okay. Yeah. So that's just one way of just thinking about empathy.
Okay, mindfulness. Mindfulness, you can mindfulness is when you're thinking in your mind, or you're taking the time out of your day to meditate, um, think and clear out your mind and let go of all the bad negativity things that could possibly be going on. Sometimes it can just be by just breathing in and out, taking deep breaths, going to sleep, relaxing, and actually just being positive to other people, showing people love. Even though someone is, maybe someone might be mean to you or not having a good day, you could be mindful enough to actually at least say something good to them, and maybe it might brighten up their day. Now we'll
Okay.
be talking about Roomworks. Uh,
Okay, so Roomworks Productions is a great organization that really um goes handles grief and handle going through different things, but also doing it in an artistic way. So Bloomberg's programming incorporates an arts-based model, which uses principle of system change, ex- experiential right brain learning, cultural congruent learning, and artistic expressions, such as acting, dance, music, singing, creative writing, to formulate and to formulate I'm sorry guys, lost my place. To formulate and build character. The program will focus on developing artistic talents, leadership skills, and self-discipline, increasing awareness of social issues, increase and while increasing life skills, imparting imparting virtues, and providing tools for self-transformation. So, what does Roomworks really offer? Theater, music, dance and movement, creative writing, African drumming. Those are the things that really gets the environment involved, but they also teach you ways of how to talk to people so that you understand them, and also positive self-talk. I think Roomworks is a great organization. If you guys are looking for something to join, take a look at Roomworks Productions.
so now we're gonna say the motto for Bird's House. We can all say it together. I would like everyone to unmute and say it. I care for you, you care for me, and we care for each other. One more time. I care for you,
You
you care
care
for
for
me,
me, and we
and
care
we care for each other.
Yes. And Roberta's House programming. Roberta's House is a program that focuses on largely on grief counseling, the needs of grieving students and families. Here are some programs that we offer: school-based programs, school-based summer grief groups, teen groups, changing the game, something I've been a part of, and it really does help you through this time. Camp Aaron, Outward Bound Grieving Teens, Canoeing Expedition, Peer Ambassador Program, Family Healing Together, Rays of Hope, Men of Loyalty and Dignity, or better known as MODE. These are just programs that we have a program for every single loss, every single group, and every single person. So if you know someone that is grieving or you are grieving yourself, please give Roberta's House a call. It is a nonprofit organization, so I'm pretty sure that we have something that can help you. And if we don't, we're going to find a way to help you. That I think that is everything. Yes, I believe that this is the end of our presentation. So if anyone has any questions for myself or Dejan, we will take them now. You can unmute or put them in the chat and we'll do our best to answer them.
A peer ambassador is someone that has been at Roberta's house and is out everywhere to help others that's going through grief and basically lead them and guide them through the way of grief and different stages of grief, or maybe can guide them to Roberta's house as you did and get them the help that they might want or need, or actually will thank you for it. And which is there for anyone in the neighborhood that we live in, schools that we go to, or different places that you would know, or different family members that has lost someone, or friends that have lost someone, and you're just there to help them, even though Roberta's house might not be there to help them.
Yes, and some of my favorite coping mechanisms, which is something I'm planning on doing on this beautiful day soon, is going for a walk. So it's something I really love doing. And we would just want to say thank you so much for viewing this presentation. I hope you guys really learned some more about carrying a heavy load. I hope you guys found some great new coping mechanism and coping skills. And you can always reach out to Roberta's house, send them an email if you would like to talk to either one of us. You could ask to contact us. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Thank you so much.
Outstanding, excellent, extremely proud of you both. You did an amazing job. Thank you. And we're done, and you can go have that walk. And Dejan, you can probably go eat some ice cream or something. You got some plans. Thank you all for coming to join in with the young people today, and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.